Hey guys, it's Kevlar. Welcome back into the kitchen. Today we're making healthy stuffed peppers. Let me show you what you need. Alright guys, so you're going to need one pepper. Mine's about 200 grams. One large egg. We've got 100 grams of chicken breast. 100 grams of ground extra lean turkey. Half a cup of peas. 63 grams of egg whites. 100 grams of spaghetti squash. And 50 grams of sweet potato. Some chicken stock to blanch our pepper in. When we're all done, we'll have 61 grams of protein, 39 grams of carbs, 13 grams of fat, and 10 grams of fiber. For cooking utensils, you'll need one baking tray for the oven, one saucepan, and a frying pan. So we're going to add our chicken stock. You can use just water if you want, to our saucepan, and we're going to get that boiling. So fill your saucepan about half full. Right, so while our chicken stock starts boiling, we're going to get our pepper ready to go. So we want it to stand up straight. We're going to chop the bottom off a little bit just to make it stand up straight. So now it's standing. We're going to cut the top of it off. I just cut the top of it off nice and flat. Don't throw away the top part because you're going to need it later. We're going to want to get rid of this stuff here. So get rid of that, chuck it out. Alright, so the pepper is nice and cleared out. The membranes are gone, seeds are gone. Give it a good rinse. Top of this, we're just going to dice up and add it in with the rest of the veggies. Alright, so now we're going to take our chicken breast. I already butterflied this, which means cut it in half so it's thinner. And we're just going to cut it into chunks, dice it up so that it's easier to cook. And then just again into little smaller cubes. Nice small little pieces, no more than a couple centimeters each. Makes it cook faster and it makes it a lot easier to eat when it's a finished product. Alright, so chicken's diced. We're just going to turn our frying pan up to about 3/4 heat, a little beyond medium. I'm going to give the pan a quick spray with some Pam. You can use coconut oil or whatever you want. This is quicker and easier for me. I like it. And we are going to add in our diced chicken and let that start to cook. As well as our extra lean ground turkey. Get those both started. They take about the same amount of time to cook. Alright, so our chicken stock's starting to rolling boil. Just going to place our pepper in there for about 2, 3 to 4 minutes depending on how well your water's boiling. You're going to have to turn a little bit if your pan's short like mine. You want it not too soft, just a little bit crunchy, just starting to cook there. Alright, so we're going to turn this pepper a little bit. You can even get some of the juice in there and stand it up for a bit. You want to make sure it cooks evenly. And we're going to add in our sweet potato here. You want to make sure it's diced. Then just add it in so it starts to get a little bit softer. And you're probably going to leave it in there a little longer than your pepper to make sure they're cooked. So you can see the chicken and the ground turkey are almost completely cooked in here. So now we're going to add in our veggies. We're going to add in all the pepper that we diced up from the top. And we're going to add in about 3/4 to 7/8 of the spaghetti squash as well. We're going to keep just a little bit to top it off because it looks nice and I quite like the crunch. Alright, so my pepper's been there for about 2-3 minutes. As you can see, it's still pretty rigid, it's just starting to get soft. Sweet potatoes are done. We're going to take them out, add them into the frying pan with just a little bit of chicken stock, but not very much. So you can see most of the veggies are starting to get pretty soft and cooked. Just a little bit of chicken stock in there for the steam. If you've got big chunks like these for your sweet potatoes, you're going to want to take them out and chop them down just a little bit smaller. Alright, now it's time to add my egg and my egg white. So then mix that up in there. You don't really want a full yolk, so just make sure you're continuously stirring. And once you see these whites start to turn white and cooked, as they are now, it's when you want to start adding whatever seasoning you want. Alright, so as you can see, my eggs are cooked, so we're going to take that off the heat. As well as we're going to get our oven turned on to broil. Broil, I like to high broil mine. Let that start up. And let's get our pepper stuff. Here my pepper is cooled off a bit, still pretty malleable, but still pretty crunchy. When you're stuffing your pepper, you got to make sure you do it nice, pack it tight. I personally prefer to use the tongs here, pick it up. Really get it in there and push it down. There's the stuffed pepper. The rest of the spaghetti squash is on top, makes it nice and crispy. If you want, you can add some cheese to it too. It melts nicely on top. See, we used about half of our filling, so you had enough here for 2 stuffed peppers if you want. I'm just going to eat it on the side. So now into the oven on broil. You want to put it on the top rack there. We're going to leave it in there for about 2 to 3 minutes depending on your oven, and you want to leave it in just until the spaghetti squash starts to nice and brown or the cheese melts. Alright, so out of the oven. See the rest of our fillings on the plate there. You usually had enough to do 2 peppers, but I only wanted 1. Lift it up, it's still pretty hot. Onto your plate, serve it with some hot sauce, and you're done. Top there is just starting to brown. You can leave it in a little longer if you want it crispier, or if you got cheese on it till it makes a nice melt. Again, our macros on that are 61 grams of protein, 39 grams of carbs, 13 grams of fat, and we got 10 grams of fiber. You can cut out a little bit of the fat if you use egg whites instead of just an egg and then some whites, as well as you can cut down the carbs by taking out the sweet potato. Thanks for watching.